and lemons.
Thursday, our anniversary is 11 years, which is steel.
I'm going to be 49.
Yikes. I mean, yay.
Yay.
Luckily, you've got your daughter with you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Quarantine plus. So that's happening Thursday. We were trying to thematically think of what we could eat. And the only thing I could think was steelhead trout.
Oh, yes.
But I don't think
normally I have lobster. Like my birthday dinner is usually oysters and a lobster feast.
And what are you doing this year?
I don't know. Pizza? Takeout? Probably takeout.
Okay. So we have the app in front of us. So, okay. For today, we decided to take the pressure off us in terms of prepping for the conversation and literally just play a party game. It's called Party Cues. We'll take a link. We'll put a link to it down below.
Okay, let's do party.
Start swiping. So you can go first. Ask me.
I don't know. The first three are pretty dull.
They're pretty serious, right?
What was your most terrifying animal encounter? Like, that's a good one for me.
Okay, because I don't have one. So what was your most terrifying animal encounter?
I saw a bear in my driveway yesterday, but I was in a car, so it wasn't very terrifying. But
was it verifying?
It was verifying.
I don't have any terrifying animal experiences. Okay, when you hear the word interesting, who is the first person that comes to mind?
Oh, you?
You don't have to say
you.
I'm not interesting. I'm pretty
blunt. Who's the most interesting person that you know? I would say you, 100%.
Who's the most interesting person I know? I'm not just gonna fall for this and say you.
No, and I wouldn't be. You know so many interesting people. If I didn't answer you, sorry to interrupt your answer. This is kind of how it goes, right? Yeah. I would have said Claire.
Yeah, I love Claire. I also really like. We've met a lot of people. Oh, it depends on what you define as knowing people. Like I feel that Anderson Cooper.
Oh, I feel like you have to know them in this question. It's not just somebody we've met. Sorry.
Well, I didn't meet Anderson Cooper, but I really do find him interesting. Okay, Kelly, would you rather be a background dancer on stage and fall or a stand-up comedian who tells a joke and nobody laughs?
Backup dancer and fall. I've had a lot of falls in my life, so I can roll with that.
Would you get up? Like, you know, like Victoria's Secret models fall, get up.
Hands up.
Okay, of course, Nathan's got the loudest timer going off. Please hold. Oh, this helps. I would rather be a stand-up comedian.
And have nobody laugh?
You know what? I'd move on. I'd be like, oh, that didn't land, crickets, and then I'd move on.
But I assume it would be like crickets, your whole set.
No, it said one joke, tells a joke. The rest would be killing it. In other news, Amy Schumer learns to cook. It's a web series she's doing with her husband. It is so funny. Did you watch it? Very funny. Would you rather be a bored librarian or a busy barista?
Oh, a busy barista. First of all, I love coffee. Like, I think I've drank 2 cups since we started. And yeah, are you kidding me? I'd be the barista that makes the little faces and flowers. Like,
yeah, I was a barista. I worked for, this is a little known fact, and we can put in like Susie fact. Sorry, Nathan is about to toss fries in a bowl with salt loudly. You can hear it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so when I was in high school, my friend Betty and I worked at Second Cup at Yonge and Sinclair.
Hi, Betty.
Hi, Betty. And Nathan was our territory manager, but I didn't know him at the time.
Hold on. You worked at the Second Cup, like that's where the Loblaws, like that corner? I used to go to the gym there.
I love being a barista. I will tell you, and I'm serious about this, and I'm serious about this for Hudson. Having a job where I handled like receipts at the end of the night, I know it's not like that now, but back in the day, we had to reconcile all the receipts and everything. There was no like POS system, like the way he's opening the fridge now. Oh my God. It wasn't like the way it is now where you cash out and it's easy. It was very, what? It's not the same. Okay, it was very like, if you messed up, if you put something as Visa and it should have been Amex, it would screw up the whole total. And having that responsibility, having the cash really stressed me out. So I'm not 100p that I would want Hudson to work in a job with like, 100p is a thing, Nathan.
I found working, like my first job was McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I literally learned everything I needed for every other job that came after in terms of how to deal with people, monetary, just the whole social dynamic of dealing with coworkers and then public facing.
Yeah.
And at one point in my career, I actually met the CEO of McDonald's Canada. And I said to him, like, such a pleasure to meet you. I worked at McDonald's for just over a year, and it was honestly the best first job ever. I was 15 at the time, right? I needed money, and it taught me a lot.
Yeah.
And then they came out with an ad campaign that was best first job ever.
Did they put you in it?
No, I didn't get any credit, but I'm taking credit.
I mean, I do think this is fun. I don't know that it's the right one for us because we on our own have good questions for each other. So we'll just.
Can you just tell me, like, what in 11 years of marriage have you, like, what's your main advice to somebody who may be getting married over Zoom this weekend?
Number one, and this is seriously what has kept us married, is picking your battles. Nathan and I bicker a lot. Oh my God, he's opening. She's like the loudest. It's like he couldn't do it any. I'm not even kidding. Oh my God. So if I was to pick, like, in order for us to continue to be together, like, I need to decide if it's worth being really upset with him about that. Because there's only about 3 times in our relationship where I've been really, really mad at him to the point where he knew it. And he took me very seriously when that happened. Because if I freak out about everything, then we're just, the way that we are is we play off that and we would bicker back and forth, and neither of us let it go. I've talked about this before. The as is section at IKEA, Nathan did not misrepresent himself. He was like this day one. I was like this day one. So you're crazy if you think you're going to change somebody. You're crazy if you think that they're going to be fundamentally different than they are. That is when divorce happens, because people literally change. We have stayed consistently the same. Day of our wedding, I'm freaking out. He's writing his speech back, you know, walking down the aisle. Like, we are fundamentally the same people. But for me, it's pick your battles. What about you guys? Because you are a solid couple.
Yeah, I mean, also second marriage. So it's kind of like we had that, you know, anything that had happened before we got together, we knew coming into this, like, this is what we want.
Yeah.
And we did not officially get married, because that is one thing I think both of us took away from before, was it's just a piece of paper. Like, we're more married than officially being married.
You're the most married people I know. But I kind of wanted you to get married because I really wanted to attend that wedding.
The party. See, I was like, I want a ring, I want a party. Like,
I know, but you got the ring and I didn't get to attend the party. So maybe we'll do that.
Still to come, maybe.
I'll have to come, maybe? Is that what you said?
I said, still to come, maybe.
But, like, you know, it's funny, like, I'll talk to my dad, and I used to talk to mom about this, about how I was as a kid. And I was, like, fundamentally the same person. In grade school, like elementary school, I would launch different clubs at school, like the Curly Girl Hair Club, and, you know, people who start with an S Club 7. And I'd say to Mom, I need money to go to, like, Max Milk and buy, like, Ruffles for the opening party. And she'd give me the money, and I'd go and I'd buy it. Then we'd do the opening party, and then there was, like, reduced memberships. We'd have to do the farewell party. And that literally mirrors my career in terms of, like, always wanting to do something experiential and event-based and inclusive.
Okay, Susie, the first time, I mean, you told the story in our first episode about when you met me, but I remember, like, getting to know you, and it was like, oh, where did you go to school? In North Toronto. And you told me the story about showing up day one with the box of cookies, and I was literally like homemade cookies.
Yeah.
I was like, this is Susie. Like, this is her. You're in the perfect career, because, yeah, it's all about the experience, and you're unforgettable. Also, why you're one of my most interesting people.
Thank you. I also, I don't know if I put this part in, but the first day of high school, I went to the wrong high school. I went to Northern by accident.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I mixed them up. They're exactly the same. They're in the same area, and I never had attended North Toronto before. I mean, but I also, like, one time I was babysitting, and I couldn't remember their address, and I saw the house, and it was 52, whatever their street was called, and the door was open. I called, and I said, hey, I think I'm at your house. They're like, come on in. So I go in, there's toys everywhere. I'm like, cool. You know, it's a little bit messier than normal. I take my shoes off. I walk in, it's another family having dinner. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the wrong house. First of all, that wouldn't happen now, but I'm in the wrong house. I leave, I call, I'm like, I'm a street over. And they're like, you walked into the wrong house. I'm like, you told me you renovated. They're like, it's a whole different house.
That's awesome.
The point is, it's not the first or last time I've been to the wrong place.
Yeah, that's funny.
Thanks, Hudson.
What's happening in Toronto? Are people like out and about in the park?
Yeah, it's really annoying. It's not fair. And I say, like, you know, in terms of like a burning my bra moment, I'm like, if I'm going to lose my job because of this, you need to take this seriously. Forget about my job. People are losing. Gatto Nero, after 60 years, is closing down.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if you saw the Globe and Mail article on the BC-Alberta border, but there's been a lot. Golden was quoted, the Golden Mare, because people here are, you know, very frustrated. It's like a long weekend, and all of a sudden, granted, there are people that live here that have Alberta plates because we are a border town, but like there's been hundreds of new red plates, so everyone calls them online, and there's a lot of like back and forth, like people leaving notes, go home and stay home. And Doug Ford, I think he's been doing great.
Sorry, I think Doug Ford is doing great because
I do too.
I mean, that doesn't excuse a lot of the stuff he did in terms of education cuts and that, but he has stepped up. He's doing a baking show, which I find quite hilarious.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But hold on, can I also just say, people can change, all right? Like, I feel like right now in the situation and the cards he's been dealt, he's been phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's done a great job. If you have time, which, who are we kidding? You have time. I posted this morning the next John Pasansky. He posted an episode yesterday. I was weeping my eyes out. He does a compilation of all the good things that are happening on his Some Good News. It is the most amazing episode. I'll link to it, but I know people have seen it. It is so uplifting to see.
I haven't seen it. What is it?
You haven't heard of Some Good News?
Nope.
Please don't say this to me.
I'm sorry.
And that was the last episode of Lettuce and Lemons. John Krasinski, do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know. I just haven't watched it.
Have you? Okay, well, you need to watch all of the episodes.
Oh my God, Susie. I just watched the last episode of Some Good News, and holy shit, you were not kidding. It's amazing.
Okay, there's also the national, they always do like that end story is always something positive or uplifting. It was basically this person saying like, I didn't know my neighbors, never talked to them the whole time I've lived here. And now like it's the best part of my day seeing them. One of the kids across the street was in the band and they were supposed to do this big recital. So they came outside. I'm going to cry just retelling the story. They were outside one night playing, and then 2 houses over, the couple came over and they were like, do you mind if we like just sit in the driveway and play with you? Because they're in the TSO, the Symphony Orchestra. And so then they all started playing, and then several other people on the street who were also musicians came. And every night at like 7 o'clock, or no, it's not every night, once a week, they all meet, like say on a Sunday, they'll practice all week a song and they'll play it like an orchestra for their street.
Do we know who these people are? Maybe we can invite them in.
You could have a button in your life that would do one thing every time when pressed. What would it do?
I definitely would want a button that gave out like $2,000 at a time, just free money, not like borrowing against credit, but money. I know it doesn't make you happy, but it certainly would help. What about you? What would your button do?
Oh, mine would be put away the laundry. Something very simple. I can wash it, I can fold it, but getting it from the laundry room back to where it belongs.
We have very different wants and needs from our button.
Well, I want to see if our answer is similar. What is the worst pain you've ever experienced? I know.
I've got two.
I don't want to make you cry.
No, labor sucked.
I was going to say labor, and then as soon as I said it, I was like, oh, she's had worse.
No, at one point, like when, I don't know if the epidural sort of like there was something about it that was really very painful. So that sucked, but you get a baby at the end.
Yeah.
That was cool. But losing my mom was definitely the greatest pain. It was like, I know your heart is like a muscle. I get that. Like or is it a muscle? An organ?
Yes.
It is a muscle. Okay.
Heart? Yeah.
Yes. my husband has had open heart surgery and I know nothing about the heart. But I do know the aching, like the pain in my heart, not the muscle, but the feeling, like, because I went, we spent all this time together when she was dying. And I said, Mom, I want you to see Hudson. She said, thank you so much for letting me see him. And I'm like, are you crazy? Why wouldn't I let you see him? And she was like very animated and really happy to see him. And, I knew for sure that was the last time she was going to see him. And it was just so important to me to let her have that. And it's like, I think back, like, did it matter? Like, did she remember it? Like, I don't know. But seeing her face, it was like,
it mattered.
Yeah. But
for sure.
It was like, would I accept the pain that I felt losing my mom in return for getting to have her as my mom? Yeah. Because that was like winning the lottery. Like, I'm not kidding when I say I love my mom. You knew her. She was like amazing. And it's like, when people say, oh, I lost my mom, I love her. I'm like, yeah, but like, to me, like, my mom wasn't just amazing in my life. Like, she like helped a lot of people. And do I accept that pain for having had her in my life? Hundo P. Party games. This is fun.
Oh my God. I can't believe the minute the words came out of my mouth, I was like, nope.
No. But I'm so glad I got to, she was the best, man.
What have you been thinking of that Love Bachelor?
Tell it to my heart.
Yes.
Listen to your heart.
I only watched one episode.
Please, Kelly, I don't ask you for a lot. Watch the finale tonight. I'm obsessed with Chris and Bree. I write to him all the time on Instagram, and he actually responds. I told him, please stay nice, please stay kind. He is like, the two of them together are just the most.
I have seen your posts about them.
They are amazing. Well, just like that, my phone's ringing. So peace out.
I love you.
Love you. Talk to you soon.